Hi, this is PR Sundar. Welcome to this special episode where we are going to talk about the border escalation and the markets. Now, on yesterday, the market closed almost flat, but the volatility index spiked by about 5%. And the call premiums also shot up, and the put premiums also shot up. And somebody mentioned that December 30,000 call is moved higher by about 5%, whereas Nifty was almost flat. In fact, the actual closing for Nifty is down, significantly down, about 100 points. But despite that, the call premiums are shooting up, and no need to say put premiums also shot up. The both calls and puts are, shooting higher, because the volatility is expected. So what is the reason for this volatility? So we all know the INDO PAK tension. Now, everybody was asking me, sir, what can be the potential downside because of this conflict? And then, will the markets recover after that? And if the markets will recover, how much it will recover? So, if you want to know what exactly happened in the previous instances like this, then we will get some better idea. If you look at that India and Pakistan problem for the last 25, 26 years, we can take the first major one as a Gargil war. That was actually the bigger war. Right? I think that time the Nifty has fallen only about 5 to 6%. And then after that, the recovery was very good. And then the same way, the parliament attack. That time also Nifty has fallen only about 4 to 5%. And then, the Mumbai terror attack, also only 4 to 5% down. And then like Pulwama attack, after the Pulwama attack, so this surgical strike, I think the Nifty has fallen only about 4-5%. So in the past, the so many incidences has happened like this. I think all those time, the Nifty has fallen only about average 4 to 5%. There was one incident, there was 7% fall. But sometimes it is difficult to say whether the market has fallen only because of this. Sometimes, what happens, along with this, some other things coincide. Say, for example, like Mumbai terror attack, that time Lehman Brothers collapse was there. Gargil war, that time the dot-com bubble was there, So sometimes when these things happen, like market do not fall or rise just because of one reason. There are multiple reasons, but this can be a major reason, but there can be other reasons also. So that is why, last time if it has fallen 4-5%, not necessarily this time it has to fall exactly 4-5%. It can be 1-2% also. It can be 7-8% also, depending on other factors. Now, so first let us look at this picture objectively. So number one, like last time, other factors came into the picture, but now the probability of other factors are very, very low. Why? Because FIIs have taken ultra bearish view about India. They started selling in huge quantities from October last year. So I think they have sold more than 3 lakh crore. And now, after selling so much, now they find, our valuations are reasonable and, prices are very good. So because of that, they continuously buy. And last 3 trading sessions, though there is a fear of war or fear of conflict at the border, and then FIIs continue to buy. So they did not, become net sellers in the market. So this shows that confidence of the market. In Gujarati, they say Bhav Bhagwan Chai, right? So no matter I may have all my opinion, but most of the time, nobody can have a neutral opinion. Everybody will have some kind of a bias, right? So therefore, I may my opinions may be a little bit biased. Who knows? Subconsciously, I may be biased. But if I want to know exactly the neutral view, no need to look at anything. Look at the stock prices. The stock market will tell you what is going to happen in future. So that's why, stock market is the most interesting species, right? Stock market knows everything. So that's why it's called market efficient hypothesis. And, markets factors in everything. So it works so efficiently. And in simple language, if I have to tell you, whatever everybody knows, whatever everybody knows, it has already been factored in the prices. So of course, when the actual thing happens, there may be some knee-jerk reaction here and there, little bit 1-2%, but then the markets are likely to recover. So one thing is that the global cues are very good, and the Trump, until 10 days before he was a complete mad. Now he has become a normal man. So he talks very normally, right? And yesterday the US GDP data came. Without doing anything much, the economy has actually contracted in US. So if Trump says, whatever he says, if he implements, 50% tariff, 75% tariff, 145% tariff, so definitely US will get into huge recession, right? And then the people of America will never forget and will never forgive Trump once again. So therefore, at some point of time, he has to become rational, and he has to do something good for his country, and not by words, but by action, right? By words, every political leader do good thing for their own country. But in reality, how much they do, that as a common man, you and me know everything very well. So, number one, the global cues are not going to be bad. So that is some positive. Second one, FIIs still have faith. Despite such a big problem, FIIs continue to buy, so they are not selling. That's a second positive thing. And third thing, right? The global order. You just can't, fight a war with Pakistan. Okay. Remember, I always say, in a war, nobody wins. There is a small loser, there is a big loser, right? You think tomorrow there is a war, okay, you can kill thousands of Pakistan soldiers without losing even a single soldier from your side. And the people, emotionally, they can talk so many things, right? And all those people will not talk the same way, if their family members are soldiers at the border, right? So, then you are going to lose your life, right? Your family is going to suffer a lot. Of course, the government may give money, but what money can do after you lose your husband or you lose your brother, right? So soldiers are the last people who wish there is a war, right? So in the past experience shows that even during 1971, I think India fought a war with Pakistan to get a separate nation for Bangladesh, right? Even that time also, we have lost about 45 fighter jets, and then we have lost thousands of soldiers. So your political decision does not come at a cheap price. Of course, you can increase the tax, and those things are different, right? But the decision to fight a war is not very, very easy. Number one. And its associated cost is so huge, and then outcome can go anyway, right? You may even win the war, but you will still lose the support of your local people. What happened to Vietnam? Vietnam is such a tiny country, but US thought, such a tiny country, we are number one superpower. But what happened, right? And they put a chemical bomb. They were winning the war, but they lost the support of the local people in US, right? So, these are all uncertainties. So anything can happen, right? So there is no doubt that Pakistan is very, very weak financially, but it does not mean that, the war is going to be very easy for you. So what happened in Iraq war, the American forces came in, it just in a matter of few hours, all the Iraqis surrendered, you know, and then, it was a very, very easy win for US in Iraq. But that was not the case with Vietnam. Vietnam, they had a tough fight. So definitely, you can't expect, neither you are US nor Pakistan is Iraq. So there will be tough fight. And there will be damages both the sides. Of course, the damage will be more for Pakistan, but definitely there will be damage for India. Then, like again, the next one, okay, so far, no country has supported India openly. Some BJP supporters, they say US Navy has come, Israel's Navy has come, this and that, But you go and check Pakistan Twitter handles, they also say so many things, So, these are all like propaganda war. Okay, they are not real wars, right? Even Trump has refused to even condemn this incident, right? And he says, India is our friend, but Pakistan is even a better friend, right? So he's putting India and Pakistan at the same level. So we are not getting the support, right? And then, the people can talk, there was some comment, our president has gone in a separate flight for this, Vatican City. Some people were commented. One BJP supporter commented, India is the most powerful country. The president deserves it, right? If our country is the most powerful country, why we don't have the veto power? 5 countries in the world has a veto power. We don't have the veto power. Forget about the veto power. We don't even have a Security Council seat, right? So that is our standing in the world, right? We can talk. We are the most powerful, right? So, at the end of the day, it is the most powerful country's citizens were handcuffed, and sent back by US people. Whereas so far, Indians are the only people who have been sent back by handcuff. You think only Indians are illegal immigrants in America? There's no other country in the world who has illegal immigrants in America. When that treatment has not been meted out to any other country, even the poorest of poor countries, that treatment was not meted out, but it was meted out against India. And then these people say India is the most powerful country, right? So, like where is the India's GDP? Where is India's per capita income? And what is the standard of living? Right, the world's most powerful country. You go onto the roads, you don't see the good roads, right? Okay, the people are still struggling for water, right? So the people can talk anything, okay, but practically, no. If you do not have in this kind of incidences, how do you get the support of the other players, other global countries, right? You should have a good intelligence. Then you should collect credible information that Pakistan is actually involved in this, and then you need to show the proof to those countries, other countries, and then they will support you, right? So, but the thing is, it's very, very difficult to establish, right? If at all our intelligence were good, this incident would not have happened, right? So once they have this credible information, and then only you can take things forward, right? Otherwise, you are not going to get a global support. And already some news that says, Turkey has actually supplied arms and ammunition to Pakistan. But so far, India has not got any support. So you can do something like, surgical strike, some limited strikes here and there. But a full-scale war, you are not going to get the global support. Right? So, therefore, taking a decision to go for full-scale war is going to be very, very difficult. But a limited attack like, surgical strike happened in 2019. So, that is possible. But then that also how effectively it is being carried out. No, when it comes to, nationalistic sentiment, nobody will talk against India. That's a different story. But stock market knows everything. Stock market, is not patriotic. The stock market knows only money. It knows only profit. Right? So right now, the stock market strongly believes that there's going to be definitely no full-scale war. If there's a possibility of a full-scale war, market would have fallen by at least 5 to 6% by this time, especially after shooting up 10% in last 15 days to 20 days. Right? So limited strike, yes, is possible, but then how effectively it is going to be carried out, right? And I'm not anti-Indian, right? But the fact is a fact, right? So even the surgical strike, it was not carried out very efficiently. So we lost one of our fighter jets, right? The same thing during Vajpayee period also, we lost one fighter jet, right? So sometimes, you have to understand, when there is a conflict, you can win, you can lose, right? So there is no, in fact, I can tell you, there is no clear-cut winner. So in any conflict, let us talk about Russia and Ukraine. Russia is a big country, more powerful country. Ukraine is a small country, right? But does it mean that, why the war continues for so many years? Right? The people comparing, India's military power, Pakistan's military power, India has how many fighter jets, Pakistan. So India is superior, economically India is superior, military-wise is superior. Yes, okay, I agree. Everything is superior, there's no doubt about it. But you look at Russia and Ukraine, Russia is superior in every respect. But what has happened? Did Russia win over Ukraine? They are fighting since February 2022. I think it's more than 3 years the fighting goes on. And what happened? Russia's economy has gone into big trouble. But of course, Ukraine economy has also gone into big trouble. So I'm not saying that. But anyway, you just because you are a big guy, it's not that you can go and crush the small guy, so easily without losing anything. Right? So I'm sure the political leaders, even the people working in the army, navy, and air force, they know this. Right? So what is important now is a calculated retaliation, not close your eyes and then do something against Pakistan. Right? Already even BJP's own supporters, right? They are finding fault with the policies of the BJP. I know one Tamil Nadu, one very big BJP supporter, he himself says, the stopping the water supply is not a good idea. So you stop the water supply, what will happen? Those farmers will suffer. So when those farmers lose the lifeline, what they will do? They make the Pakistan's job very easy. They will convert themselves into terrorists. So then the Pakistan's objective will be met. So ideologically, your idea is to destroy the enemy's ideology, not do something that can help the ideology of the enemy. So you go and disturb the public, you go and disturb the farmers, right? And you go and disturb the people who are fighting for their life, leaving the terrorists. Then they will feel that, okay, being terrorist is far better than being a farmer or a patient, right? So they make the job. So your idea is that enemy should lose, not enemy should win, right? So this kind of things like stopping the water, this and that, you are not making enemy to lose. you are making the enemy's job easier, right? So what Pakistan wants, they want more terrorists and they want more unrest in India. They want more economic destability. Yes, that will happen. You go for war, you increase the tax, again, FIIs will sell and will go away. FIIs, no, even in normal time also, our finance minister keep on raising the taxes. Right? Even for children's popcorn, 28% GST, but no GST for political donations, no income tax for political donations, right? No income tax for cricket board, BCCA, what they call this BCCA, no tax. But a child want to eat a popcorn, 28% GST already there. Then if there is a war, then the taxes will have to be increased. Then the FIs will be unhappy. They will leave our country. So if they continue to leave, our stock market will be in trouble. So definitely our economy will be affected. Right? Just now I told you Russia's economy affected. Right? So therefore, right now, the thinking is that there may be some calculated, targeted retaliation, but not a overall military retaliation. So if there is a calculated, targeted retaliation, then Nifty can fall a maximum of 4 to 6%, not more than that. Right? So I feel that Nifty will have a very good support at 22,800. Because on the way down, that was a good support. That was broken, then fell more than 1,000 points. So reversed. And now the 22,800, it is around 5% away from where it closed yesterday. And then, but look at the option premiums. 22,800 and below option prices are very, very lucrative. But it doesn't mean that tomorrow you go and sell. Tomorrow you go and sell. The Nifty may not go below 22,800. But if it goes 500, 600 point down, your MTM loss will shoot up. So as a trader, you should know what to do, right? But I still strongly believe that, there will be no full-scale war. At least that's what the stock market tells me. And there may be some limited strikes, and that maximum Nifty can fall like 4 to 6%, not more than that. 22,800 will be a good support for the May series. And of course, volatility will continue to rise. At least if there is some retaliatory attack, okay, yeah. So something expected, done, over, some knee-jerk reaction, we will look forward. But as long as there is no attack, then everyday people will be expecting, no, there may be attack tomorrow, there may be attack tomorrow, there may be attack tomorrow. So because of that, the option prices will never come down. The volatility index will continue to increase. So anyway, so the next few trading sessions going to be very, very interesting. And don't take a very long-term bet as of now. Take a very, very short-term bet. Now look at Sensex. Sensex was trading above 80,000. That 75,000 put option was trading around 26 rupees yesterday. So that is how many percent? That's about 5-6%. So 6% away, you are getting good premium. And then how many trading session? Today is a public holiday. Friday, Monday, Tuesday. Just 3 days, 6%. Right? So as I told you, in the past, in all the bad incidences, Nifty has fallen maximum 4 to 6%. So even if 6% fall in 3 days also, you are not going to be in trouble. And of course, you will also be selling some call option, so that, in case market goes down, that call premiums will come down, will help you. In fact, yesterday, I sold 75,000 put option and 84,000 call option in Sensex. But the premiums may not be very good, but at this point of time, making profit is not very, it should be your aim. So not to lose your capital, that's most important right now, at least for a few days. So until this Trump settles down, until this INDO PAK problem settles down, so we have to be a bit careful. So hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you for watching.